Yeah, clearly you don't do this at home. Brother, of course, he like, boom. So, yeah.
No need to worry.
1, 2, 3. Everybody back. All right, so let's try that one more time. But like, don't do it like a Jason movie though. Cause y'all look like black folk ain't waiting around. Y'all, set it off in here. Holy Spirit in this building. You want to do it more like a wedding where you just kind of like, you want to look a little bit like, oh, like you know it's that moment. Right? Yeah, because y'all look like a fight was breaking out in the hallway. Mother look like. You got some more people? Those are their wedding party folks. I'm gonna go down again. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. You might.
I'm gonna slow that down.
Yeah. Okay.
This time I'm gonna
Okay. Y'all, at least y'all uniform though. Right. Hey, the whole, like y'all been programmed. Like pastor be like, Holy Spirit now. This church is not a rookie. That's kind of a simple kind of thing. We're having to kind of wrestle through and contemplate. Oh my God. And then we go into the video. So what we're doing is we're shooting all the scenes backwards. Okay. This wedding scene is when he's resolved. He ultimately determines he wants to do it. He gets married, and this is where we are in the song. So everything is being shot in reverse. Make sense?
Exactly what James.
Yeah. Right.
Brother moving stuff around the church. Moving church stuff out the way. You're gonna get knocked out of here.
I don't know, man. Move the church money. I don't know. I promise I'll put it back. And if it's short, it had nothing to do with me. Alright, so what I want is you to sit as far as about this wide and kind of like here but sporadic throughout. Okay. Does it make sense? Okay. I'm going to follow her motion. You're going to follow her motion and then you're looking back for the bride to come. Okay? So can we get another, you see what we're doing there? Right, there you go. I was like, there was some light coming through her hat. She was standing right here. Okay. So you try like that. So I'm bring that hat now. But traditionally speaking, all together. The sunshine just coming in just on that shot, and it's coming straight through that light home, and then a separate pan up close where you see them interacting. So that's kind of what I think is probably the better thing if we're able to make it happen. So we're looking at 2:45. So realistically, in about 15 minutes.
You see the window?
Now this is the part where he has to count the cost, right? So he sits there. We already did him by himself, and we're just trying to catch the sunlight. And Stephen looks over, and his dad sits down beside him, and he says to his dad, his dad says, "You okay?" And he says, "Is she what you want?" And he says, "Yes, she's what I want." And he says, "Is she what you need?" And he said, "How do I know that?" He said, "Only you can answer that." And his father kind of wraps his arm around him, touches his shoulder, he walks off. Basically like, it's your choice. I'm not making this choice for you. And he leaves, and then Stephen kind of ponders, and then he goes back in these situations, and he remembers. Then I hear talk. Yeah, he does. So, all right, let's go do it again. 2, 3, action.
Son, you all right? You think she's what you need?
Yeah, you gotta say it. Let's 1, 2, 3, action.
Son, you all right? Is she what you want?
Absolutely.
Is she what you need?
Yeah, he does look more wedding. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you look more wedding. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna count down to 3, and everybody just look back, all the way back. All right.
So it's mostly neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly neck.
I
Like,
want to be in this spot.
no, sir. I just, I'm like, isn't that depends on is what I want her to just stand by herself. And then he can get you on an angle. So you can stand right there?
1 second, I'm sorry.
So let me see how tall you are with in front of her. Let me see what difference is that. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is really. You want to catch him again? You probably want to.
Steven. Yeah. Can you straighten up Darren's tie a little bit?
How's my hair? Is it fine?
Hey, I'm not Kobe, man. You look like Kobe. All right. So what's CJ at? All right.
When the secrets from our past were revealed, I thought this might be the end. 'Cause no one ever walked this far with me. I let no one in. I gave everything but my heart, you see.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure. Can you see that light looks like splash? For her.
You showed me how to love. I let no one
So, and then, so y'all gonna be in the 2, bro. Sorry.
I get words to bring so much pain. Silence, you still love me.
Y'all just switch positions. We Come in. I didn't know you were there. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah. No, you look good on here, man. You look good on camera. No, you right there. Yeah. I was looking for you. I was like, where you choking?
Exactly what I
All right, let's try that again, okay? But everybody, y'all not looking at her at all.
Oh, yeah? No, y'all looking short. Huh?
You're exactly what I need. Thought you loved the way I used.
You gotta wait for your dad. You got your dad.
Loved the way I used.
Oh, she like you. So man, we're here shooting exactly what I need. I'm excited about it. One of the mothers of the church, a real live mother of the church, she just gave me some gum. She said there was some things going on in my mouth that need to be dealt with. So I want to thank the mother in the church. It's not cool running a video and you know, it's exactly what I need.
All right. Up. See, Marcell, you cut down. Hey, cut back a little. All right. There we go.
I thought that we were perfect. No need to ever change.
I want Kojic to call me like, that's how you marry.
Preachers in LA be like, that's tweeting my name. All right, no, so, but seriously, at some point, there come white on there. So use that one to wipe it. Oh, Lord. Oh, just. Okay. Yeah, clearly you don't do this at home. Brother, she like, home. So, yeah, he doesn't cry. So, yeah, hey, bro, can we get him getting emotional on this side?
Maybe go inside.
All right. That's it? I don't smile, but you broken. You alone in the scene. Who laughs? Say man, one more time, man.
What are you talking about?
Do it again. Oh, mercy. I don't be touching all over your face. My wife put you down today. I was wiping this brother's face. Wait a minute, what? Is that good? That'll work. So be broken, like extra grateful, and wipe his face. Okay, all right.
That was beautiful, though.
Okay, cool. That was beautiful. Don't blog this about this later. Like I was there, it was nasty when I was there, and it's nasty looking at it now. It's a bad idea. I don't want to see that posted nowhere.
No one ever walked this far with me. I let no one get in. I gave everything but my heart, you see. You still remain a friend. Oh, you're my mirror I can never. You're my picture, camera can never take. Oh, the reflection in my stream. Oh, you're exactly what I need.
First off, thank you guys for coming. What I'm gonna do is actually, if it's okay, I'm gonna pull about 3 couples, and I'm gonna have Dre to interview you just about the song, the thought process of however long you were married, and he's gonna have the camera, he's gonna ask you. I mean, you guys are representing this generation in your mid-30s, right? So the 70s babies, so to speak, right? I'm fine all by myself, the Jay-Z, Beyonce generation. What was the most frightening thing for you guys to even consider the concept of trying to become one and getting married?
For me, it was the fear of not being a good communicator on a day-to-day basis.
Mine was just the fear of submitting to my husband and allowing him to run the house because I've done it so long for myself, and just letting him in and taking that role.
You trying to make people cry.
Well, it doesn't.
I mean, I was like, this is definitely not a chapel church. All right, go on. Get out of here.
So what is the one thing that you had to change in the over 20 years that you've been married? What is the thing that you knew you had to change in order to make 20 years happen today?
Well, one of the things I know I had to change was I had to become, I think, more sensitive to what I thought were little things. According to my wife's needs, I thought were little things, but they meant so much to her. So I had to be more sensitive to her needs.
Mine's likewise. I think I had to consider some of the things that he was interested in, like sports, and I had to, make some sacrifices and start liking some of the things that he was interested in.
Cool. You should have been a lawyer. That was real good answer. I like it. It was genuine, but you worked that line real nice. She was like, y'all ain't gonna be all in my business.
Yes.
It's not giving you everything. You gotta earn it. She was like, so
because I wouldn't see him when it was a game on. He had to go, and so I had to start liking stuff that he liked.
That was before marriage, though.
Yeah, that was before we got married.
Sure. I got 2 questions for y'all too.
Oh my God.
So the one is, do you personally feel like marriage is a God product? Meaning that you can have a great marriage for yourself without the guidance of God. And 2, what do you feel like you need God to do if you feel like marriage is a God product, what specifically do you feel like you need God to help you with to sustain your marriage? Because y'all been married, 12 years, right? So what do you say specifically you need?
Okay, I can answer the first question. Yes, I do feel like it's a God's product. No, I don't think my marriage would be here if I didn't have God. The second question would be self-denial, denying myself every day, being selfless and not selfish in a lot of ways.
Like what?
That's a hard one. Just kind of doing what I want to do and not being respectful, not having to call him and ask him, can I buy this extra snack at work or something? I don't know. I mean, just not just being more and not being dependent on myself, meaning calling him, making sure it's okay with running it by him instead of just thinking for myself. It's like, I'm just gonna run my own program.
Okay. For you.
What was the question again?
Do you feel like marriage is a God product?
Oh yeah, marriage is definitely a God product. I know that we definitely wouldn't be together if it wasn't for God in our marriage. But it comes with an understanding of what oneness is, and oneness in marriage cannot be achieved unless you have a good biblical foundation for what it entails.
And what do you feel like you like? What did you feel like you need biblically for you to have to deal with change of yourself?
Oh man.
Is that serious?
Yes, serious. Biblically, I feel like I have to actually change everything about who I was before I came to having a relationship with God. Because if I bring any part of who I am from the world into my relationship with God, then it wouldn't last. But everything who I am with God is everything to me, and I know it's a benefit for her as well.
So in a matter of months, you two have been married now almost 35 years. You're headed to 35 years. Mm-hmm. I got 2 questions for you. Do you genuinely believe, individually, that it's possible for 2 people to ever become one? And 2, what advice would you give to this generation So now you two have been married going on 35 years in a matter of months now, right? Mm-hmm. So I have 2 questions for you. One is, do you think it's possible in 2013 for any couple, let's say they're married 35 years or whatever amount of time, do you think it's possible for any couple to ever truly become one? And two, if it is possible, what advice do you have for us to even make that possible?
Okay, you want me to start?
Sure.
I would say definitely it's possible for two people to become one. And I think the real key to that is that people must go into the relationship understanding that the love has to be unconditional. In other words, that's the way that Jesus loved us, unconditionally. So if husbands love their wives unconditionally with their faults and whatever issues they might have, and vice versa, the wife loves the husband the same way, then they can become one. The advice that I would give to them, because it's not an easy thing to do, is go into the relationship or the marriage with the concept of the 3 comms of marriage, which is communication, commitment, and compromise. So you need each of those elements. I usually would say that commitment is probably the most important, even though you need them all. But sometimes you can't communicate, and sometimes people just won't compromise. But during that period, it's the commitment that holds them together. So commitment is really a key for this generation, because I don't think they understand the real significance of making that commitment when they say I do.
And that's definitely true, and I agree that it's definitely possible if you go into it with the right attitude is the main thing in a relationship. Just knowing that it's not going to be easy, it's not going to be perfect. It's something you have to work at. With anything that you want in life, it's something you have to put forth the effort. And if you're willing to do that, two people can blend into one, appreciating each other for their differences, but yet binding together as one person, more or less blending in together the personalities. And yes, commitment, as my husband said, is the most important thing to make marriages work today. Being committed no matter how hard things get. Life is difficult, but as long as you put God first in that relationship, then He will guide you through. And I think that's the key to a successful marriage today.
So, I got a question, if I don't mind being super forward. How old are you?
I'm 23.
I'm 22.
So 23 and 22. Okay. So I'm in my 30s. So my generation, it was all about getting paid. And it was, if they got it together, great. If they don't have it together, great. It's all about me. It's all about me and mine. I don't really need a relationship, yada, yada. Your generation don't really seem to be, it's about as much about getting paid as much as about do whatever you feel. Like whatever you feel.
Yeah.
So right now it doesn't seem cool or popular to even commit to one person. It's almost cool to have multiple partners and multiple options, multiple careers, not be committed to pretty much anything. For you two, I got 2 questions. What was your greatest fear in trying to commit to one another within your own self? And what was cool about marriage for you to even want to do it in 2013?
Sure.
So, do I have to look in the camera? So, my greatest fear, I think, getting married is, it was, I think, that you're giving your whole self to someone. You're being so vulnerable and honest and open to the point where you're afraid how they're going to respond to you. And knowing who Stephen was, knowing that he puts God first and loves God and loves me and will treat me the way God wants me to be treated, I didn't have to be so afraid anymore, because I could be who I am. He knows all of me, the good, the bad, and the real ugly, but He loves me, and He won't ever leave me. So I can be open with Him, I can be honest, I can be vulnerable to the point where He knows me so well, and he knows who I am and still loves me.
I think my biggest fear, which looking at it now was pretty selfish. I didn't see myself as someone that deserved someone like Hannah, because I think in a weird twist in what she was saying is that me just knowing myself, I thought that there's no way, there's no way that I can get someone that meets everything on my list and more. So when I found that person, I thought that as soon as she figured out who I really was, then it would be a wrap, and she wouldn't want anything to do with me. Even getting closer to they were getting married, and just the thought that if she says yes, that's it. Like there's no escape after that. And thinking that wow, like as she gets closer, she might then feel like maybe this isn't the guy, just because of just stuff that I'm not proud of about myself. But I think very similar to what Hannah was saying, that putting God first definitely helps, because then it stops being about grudges and holding stuff in the past, but it's about I'm changing every day, and I'm trying to be better all the time, and I think she acknowledged that more than whatever issues that I had or whatever things in my past that again I'm not proud of.
So based on that, Stephen, what's cool? What did you think was actually cool about marriage in 2013?
Yeah, well that's the thing, because the whole idea of cool is that it involves like what people think and what people feel about it, and I really couldn't care less. To me it wasn't about what's the in thing or what isn't. I just really love this woman, so I was, hey, if it's against the flavor of society right now for young people to get married, I wasn't even thinking about that. I think she's cool, so if I get to marry her, then that's all the cool I need, I guess.
But why so young? Like you 22, she's 23. Why so young?
I would have married her earlier if I had graduated earlier and then had the money for it. I found who I was looking for, so it didn't make sense to.
So most people say you're so young, like you're not in a position to have a successful marriage. Then why would you think you actually can have a successful marriage when you are so young?
Because of God, with man and with people that, they can have great relationships without God and they can do all these things, but I believe with God it's possible that you can have a great marriage, you can have fun, you can just love each other and be committed to only one person for the rest of your life.
Love it. I wanted that part the rest of your life.